Hey everyone, it's Ian Scott over here, and in today's video I want to talk about bad game design. In a past video you might have seen me saying like how good the design was behind the gunners, and in today's video I want to criticize the design of another gunner, and I won't be very kind to her, unfortunately. So Crazy is kind of a unique unit, and kind of a prototype to something that followed her up. Um, well, something that is gonna follow her up in the future, like way in the future. I think we still have like 3 months until a character like her comes out again in global. But yeah, let's just get into it. So the game design that I said was so good on the other gunners was that they were really noob friendly, and I don't mean to say that in a bad way. Again, I said it was good design. I'm not saying that they're brain dead. I'm saying that what I said was that they were easier to play around with, and they were intuitively uh, guiding like players that wanted to use them into a very safe and useful team comp. And if you wanna like look at that video, it's in my channel. I'm just gonna link it in the description. But yeah, in any case, like Crazy is kind of a really weird unit. So first of all, she's not particularly powerful, or she doesn't really have a particularly powerful TMR. It is really unique, like a unique TMR, but again, it is a weapon. If it wasn't a weapon, it would be probably stronger and probably worth it to do like the way that they did it. But it's not. It's a gun with a passive ability that lowers your hate. And I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't really think that it warrants the loss in DPS. So aside from that, I don't think the character's like really bad or anything like that. Quite the opposite. I think she's good, like better than most MRs, I would say. I think she's, I would say she's better than Raryu, like regular Raryu, but I haven't played around with either. I mean, I did play around with Raryu a lot, but that was in the past. I would need to like reevaluate him. But yeah, she's not particularly powerful. And the thing is, I mean, it's okay if your character is not really powerful. Like, Terrell is not really powerful. Who else? I mean, even units that are not free. I mean, Terrell and Atri are not powerful, but they're good units for what they were. And Crazy, the problem with her mostly was that there wasn't really a target audience for her. I don't think so. The problem with Gracie is that to get her you had to complete like several missions and they weren't especially easy. They were actually quite hard. I think they were at least, and my account was pretty developed, as you guys might see. Oh yeah, I forgot to make an account show and tell like recently, but I'm gonna do it. When? That's a good question, but I'm gonna do a new account show and tell like before the next patch hits, and I'm also gonna do a new tier list, so lots of videos coming. But yeah, like she was pretty hard to get, and again, my account was pretty developed. I had like the full water teams for her quests, and a lot of players probably don't. Like if they're not like particularly hardcore. My girlfriend, for instance, she I mean she plays every day and all, but she doesn't take the game like as seriously as I do. So she didn't have like teams to do like all of her quests, all of Gracie's quests. And not only that, like that was in like a problem itself, like not having a full water team to clear the missions, but also like the brutal quests and the brutal multi was well really brutal. And making that a prerequisite to maxing her is just so weird because if you're giving out a free MR unit that's not particularly powerful, then like what's the point of making her like that hard to max? You know what I'm saying? Uh, what else? I mean, that's basically it. Like just this disproportionate uh reward, like low reward for such a hard task. Um, and that's basically it. Like this design is so confusing. It's not like I understand why they don't want to make it a particularly powerful unit, like because new users would just feel left out. Like, oh my God, I missed this really awesome unit because I didn't have like this team built. And not only like new players, but like players that don't play a lot, they would feel left out if Gracie was really strong. But I do think that they could have at least made her a bit better. Or if not made her better, just make her easier yet. Like, I don't know what's the issue with making her like Ifgari Tyrell. Uh, who else? Atre, and there's one more that I am not remembering. Gifgarian, Tyrell, Atre, and uh, I'm gonna think of it. I mean, Mont and Ishtola actually. Yes, Ishtola is what I'm thinking about. But yeah, I think no, for sure. Shadow Links was easier to max than Crazy. But yeah, why not make Crazy like that? A unit that you can get just from farming quests. Or if you really want like maxing her to be a challenge, like just for the sake of the challenge itself, I guess. I think that having it as a permanent thing that you can do, don't make it like a limited time thing. Or if you insist on making her limited time, like what I would say is make her like in the same power level as Lear. Like there's just so many different ways that you could have like balanced this better than what Gumi did, right? So first of all, you could make her a stronger MR, like in the level of Salir, Mont, and Gifgarian. That like would have been enough for me. Uh, and since new players they shouldn't really focus on MR units anyway, I don't think that like they would feel all that bothered by that. Maybe they would, but it wouldn't affect them as much, I think. Other thing is make it easier to get, make her easier to get. She's not really particularly powerful. Give her a better TMR. Like her TMR is just so. There are already MR units with like accessory TMRs. Like why make her TMR a weapon? Like there is just no incentive to maxing her. I did all of her quests just for the sake of the challenge itself. But then again, if you want the challenge to be its own reward, why not make it a permanent thing, you know? I understand that multi might be an issue. Just don't make multi like a prerequisite. Or don't make the brutal things be a prerequisite if you insist on making it time limited. I don't know. Again, there are just so many things that this character could have been, and it was just a wasted opportunity. But I mean, was it really the bad thing that came out of Crazy is that I think that they saw how like of a weird thing it was to do things this way, and what they did instead is what's happening in JP right now. They have been releasing what's the name of the thing? they're called like something like acquire quest or get quests or something like that. But they're basically quests that, as far as I can tell, like, please don't quote me on that. Don't spread this information. Like, but I think I'm pretty sure that they're not limited. Like you can do them just whenever. They're always there, and you can complete these quests and get the character and get shards and get soul orbs for them. I think they're called mind coins, mind orbs, or something like that in global. But you can get the mind coins or whatever it is also on the quest. And there are also limitations how on like on the clear them itself. Like you have to clear with only 4 units or only MR or lower units. And that's just awesome. Again, it's content that's permanent, it's not limited, that's hard, and that gives like awesome rewards. That's everything that this game was missing. Uh, the amount of content that there is on these acquire quests or whatever, still limited. It's only, I think JP just got their second of these character quests or quest lines or whatever. But uh, but it is something that they're adding. The first one was Camille, the brown guy, the lancer guy that loves Mashri, and now there's I think an archer guy, and they all seem pretty strong. They're handout URs, but they're pretty strong. And again, if only Crazy was something like that, the amount of time that passed since Crazy and these units leads me to believe that uh, Crazy was kind of a prototype. Like they were testing the waters and they saw that she wasn't really popular, and they changed. They probably had this framework, and Crazy was that the alpha, like beta or whatever. And when they adjusted the future releases around Crazy's reception. And again, it is a shame that Crazy turned out that way because like she's a cutie. I like her design a lot. This kind of tail thing. I don't know. This kind of sock reminds me of Quiet from Metal Gear Solid. And the rifle, her rifle looks pretty cool. I like if you ignore her head, she looks like a character from Vagrant Story, I think. Like this coloring on her clothes and this type of clothing in general just looks like a Vagrant Story character. Her face is like a more classic Final Fantasy Tactics character. But yeah, she really looks like an Ivalice character, and I really like that. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching my Grace video, and see you soon in my tier list. Or what other video was this? Did I say that I was gonna make? Oh yeah, or the account show and tell. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye bye.